In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to speed paint Star Wars Legion Fleet Troopers for the Rebel Alliance. We're starting right now. Hey guys, it's Jarrett back with another speed painting tutorial for Star Wars Legion. It's been a little while since I did the last one, and it's been a little while since I've done any recording. It gets to be busy this time of year in the video game industry I work in. But I'm trying to squeeze in a few videos today. So in the first one, it's going to be speed painting these Fleet Troopers for Star Wars Legion. I'm really pumped about how these look when they're done. They actually look really, really good considering how little effort they are. It's going to be another one of these techniques where we're going to prime white and we're going to be putting on effectively glazes to do like the light blue shirt and the black vest and things like that. But, you know, using inks and not just glazes, but also inks and washes and whatever tints the white for us to be the right color. But, you know, I'll list what you're going to need in the video, just a few things, and they're going to look awesome. But, you know, let's just get right to it. But just before we do that, if you're a fan of the wargaming and miniature gaming hobby, consider subscribing and clicking the bell notification so you stay up to date on all these videos I'm releasing. There's all kinds of really cool stuff to come, I'm sure. I haven't planned any yet, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot of good stuff. Okay guys, here's the final result we're shooting for. The usual caveats apply that this is for gaming standard and definitely not going to win awards or look great from a few inches from your face. Some of you may have noticed there's only 6 guys in this unit and it's supposed to have 7. Here's a 7th guy who fell behind some paint bottles before I took that final shot. Starting out, you want a white primer and make sure you get all the various areas of the model and get a very complete coverage. I was determined to figure out a type of glaze or wash I could use just to get a nice flesh without, you know, having to paint the flesh manually. Reikland Flesh Shade by itself resulted in that pale look, so I've been adding a little bit of skin wash ink. And this here I've added a bit and it's not quite right. And here it is after I've added basically two tiny drops to some Reikland. Just test it out, try a couple times, maybe on the hands until you get a look you like. So of course the leader has to be dressed completely different than the rest of them. So starting with Seraphim Sepia, we're just going to apply that right out of the bottle all over the model in terms of his jacket, his shirt, and his pants. If that looks too light for your taste, you can also do a second coat once it's dry. Not sure why I showed this bottle, it's illegible, but it's GW Gilliman Blue Glaze. And again, right out of the bottle, glaze it over their shirts. Obviously the guys that aren't the leaders. So it's their sleeves, their collars, and the shirt you can see between the vests. So at first I thought their pants were more like a tan, so I used Seraphim Sepia again over these guys' pants. In hindsight and in looking at it, they're actually more like a light gray. So what you could do is just a couple coats of Nuln Oil instead to basically create a dark, or like a gray pant. Now you're going to use Vallejo Game Ink Black. What you're going to do here is paint each vest with the black ink straight out of the bottle and do that for 2 coats, allowing it to dry between coats. And I lost one set of footage, so you're also going to paint that black on their boots, on their guns, and on that sort of bulbous part on the front of the helmet, on the foreheady area. And leave the ends of some of their pistols that light color, as you can see in the picture. And yeah, so here I'm realizing the pants were supposed to be gray, pointing at them. So I took Nuln Oil and I just did one coat over top of this Seraphim Sepia, and I'm actually pretty happy with how that looks. It looks grayish. And like I said, if you want, just do 2 coats of Nuln Oil instead and you'll get more of a light gray. For the shirt underneath the jacket of the leader, we use Vallejo Game Ink Brown. I'm pretty sure I did 3 glazes of this straight out of the bottle. Just paint over the shirt. It go on really easily. And I let it dry between each one, so I think 3. And also on the belt, the small amount of belt you can see on each model. 2 of the guys with the heavy weapons have holsters, and I used the brown ink on those as well. Again, just a straight glaze of the brown ink over top of the holster area. Vallejo Sepia ink over bone or this pre-stained color goes on really nice and dark, so it actually creates, I think, the perfect color for the dark brown stripes that go down the sides of the leader's pants. And then I also use this, now granted the boots are white right now, but I basically slopped it over the boots as well, and it turned them a nice dark leather brown color. I couldn't find an ink or glaze to use on the sort of darker tan of his shoulders, so I used XV88 base from GW. Another alternative would be P3 Guncore Brown, which I actually looked for about 10 minutes before I settled on using this paint instead. Paint that on the shoulder pad section. It's pretty easy to make it out, and the collar as well. Now this part's a little hard. You're going to want to do the straps that go down from the white helmet all the way around under their chin, and paint the whole thing black, and then later come in and just do a thin line of white over the top part on the chin. Don't try and paint the white on the bottom of it. A little bit of Nuln Oil out of the bottle I used to just sort of line the ridge of each helmet, and then also wash the tip of the gun. By now there's a good chance you've gotten some paint on the white helmet, so use your favorite white paint and just clean that up. Maybe you can also probably carefully touch up anywhere on the shirt. You can see on my guy there's a dot. And the reason we're on a freeze frame is my camera ran out of memory, and what you didn't see is do Ard Coat or gloss varnish just over the black part on their helmet to give it that shine. Here's a look at the final unit. Once again, only 6 of them. I really like how these turn out, and I'm kind of bummed that, you know, the editing and video capture of this tutorial wasn't my best work, and I apologize for that. I'll try to do better, but hopefully you can get the results that you like from this technique. In any case, if you do, and if you think it's a good video, I hope you'll share, like, follow me on various social media to keep up to date on work in progress and stuff like that. Subscribe, all that stuff, but we'll see you next time, hopefully soon.